Hey everyone, this is Jack Moore, the SEGA superfan. I just want to say in advance, please just watch this whole video to the end. I know it looks like a long one, but please watch it. Thank you. Hey everyone, Jack Mordick here. So, again, I was originally going to do like a meme today, but, then something came up that made me so enraged that I made a whole fucking video about this. And then I realized after making the video, wow, I was so intense and extreme and fucking, like, honestly, straight up fucking terrifying because of, like, I realized that anyone else who watched this besides myself would be scared shitless. Like, they would literally be shitting their pants if they watched just how terrifying I was in that moment. So, I'm going to redo that from the beginning. Because holy shit, there's no way I could show that without show the original version without getting banned from YouTube forever. So, let's try this again. So, I heard recently that, some people in our community have been saying we should make peace with Nintendo fans. I say fuck that. Because, honestly, you want us to make peace with the people who are actively responsible for making our lives downright fucking miserable? You want us to make peace with the company that actively steals from us literally all the time. They do not have a single original idea to their name. And I have done my research on that. There is not a single fucking thing they have that they haven't stolen from somebody else. I guarantee you. I've done all my research that I needed to do on that. Granted, Sega's not exactly innocent of that either, but they do it significantly less. Looking at you, classic Shining series. But that being said, anyway. Anyway, as for Nintendo, no, I'm never forgiving them. No. Those are the people who have actively made my life a living hell over the past 3+ decades. I mean, honestly. You expect me to forgive the people who have always been responsible for shattering each and every single semblance of safety, of community, of happiness, anything that I had. Whenever I found a perch, it was always taken from me, and it was always responsible in some way, shape, or form. It was always their responsibility, and they refused to take it. And you expect me to forgive the people who actively are like, whenever they merge with Sega fans in the past, like whenever you combine the qualities of a Sega fan and a Nintendo fan, I call them Nintendo hybrids. You get people like Chris Chan, at worst. And you get people like Emmy Jones at best. You do not get anything good out of that deal. To quote a movie I once watched, it promises great power, but it exacts a terrible price. Nobody ever that I've ever known or seen, and I've known and seen pretty much everyone in this community for the last several decades, or the last 3 decades, nobody has ever been safe from that. They always succumb to some sort of corruption. And that is because our fucking ways of viewing the world, or rather Nintendo and Sega's viewings of the world, are 2 entirely different things. They are not meant to be fused together. If you try and put 2 repelling magnets together, they don't just click together, they push apart. It's just, you can't expect that to work. And that's exactly what you get, but in the form of a personality. You can't combine the qualities of a Sega fan and Nintendo fan and expect it to work out. So no, I'm not going to risk all of my people We're getting corrupted, really. So no, not happening. On top of that, I mean, you expect me to just make good with the people who have been actively shit-talking us for years on just about every front, and have been spreading misinformation campaigns since like the 2000s at bare minimum, actually 1990s, maybe even 1980s. And they've been running all these misinformation campaigns actively trying to put us down. No. On top of all of that, you have, of course, the problems with fucking how they treat us when it comes to... Have you seen how they talk shit about, us on DeviantArt? How they spread malicious fucking, statements like that all the fucking time and make them into the popular worldview? Have you noticed that? And yet, it's always about DeviantArt. And yet, those fuckers, those hypocrites, decide to have way more, and I mean way more porn. And I mean a lot of porn of their own characters, just sitting around. Have you seen the shit they get up to? And all of it is deeply misogynistic. At least when we do it, it's progressive in some way. If a bit weird, but you get the point. Or at least it's usually progressive. You get the idea, though. It's wholesome, usually. And it comes usually from a place of love. Usually. But theirs, it only comes from a place of hate and violence towards women, or towards trans people, or fucking... It's all fucking... And worst of all, in case you haven't noticed, the majority of American Nintendo fans have something very much in common, disturbing traits in common with people from, MAGA, of the political movement, if you could even call it that. So, not exactly helping. So, no, I'm not making peace with a bunch of fucking freaks that are... The moment we start making peace with people like that, we're gonna have a lot more problems on our hands. No. It would not shock me at all if, the majority of American Nintendo fans are MAGA people as well, who actively put people like Trump in office. And I don't want to get into all the political bullshit and all that, but I will say that I am having a very shitty day a lot of the time lately, thanks to that idiot. So, do with that what you fucking will. But that's enough of politics from me, but I'm not joining literal terrorists. I'm not making peace with literal terrorists, okay? I mean, a house literally got burned down by a MAGA person, literally just down the street the other fucking day. So, no, not happening. And that was all because, and he did that simply to send a message. So no, I'm not joining fucking terrorists. On top of that, for years, the people in the corporate media have also popularized that shit out of Nintendo and hated on SEGA repeatedly. And they constantly praise Nintendo for, oh, you're so great, oh, you're so awesome, oh, you've done so much amazing things. And I'm just like, no, they didn't. They stole a majority of their ideas, like I said earlier, and just did it to their own game. So no, they didn't do jack shit. They just stole all the glory, and people praise them for it, and we get shit on for it. Some people even are so ignorant as to call us copycats, even though we did it first. I mean, come on. When are we going to learn? We cannot make peace with an enemy like that. So no, I'm never going to let this go. It's not because of some console war leftover bullshit. It's because for them and us, the console war has never truly ended. Because or more accurately, it did end, and now we're in the, if the Civil War was not won by Abraham Lincoln, if the North did not win, pretty much. If the American Civil War was never won in the North. Or I suppose a more accurate comparison would be post-World War II Reconstruction era of America, in which, I mean, do I really have to spell it out for you? I mean, come on. We're pretty much treated like lower than garbage. I am tired of being treated like some autistic, I don't know. But people these days seem to think autism is a bad thing, which by the way is bullshit. But they label me and everyone else who's a SEGA fan autistic for some reason, and they treat us like morons and lesser trash. And they use all these labels to slap on us as if we're somehow lesser because of it. And they call us all of these things because we're SEGA fans. Because we're progressive. Because we want to, make the world a better place. You want me to forgive people, if you can even call them that. I don't think they're even deserving of that. You want me to forgive people like that. Make peace with people like that. No. No. Not ever happening. No. Look, I know firsthand the kinds of evils that Nintendo fans commit on a daily, regular basis, and have been committing for decades. I know because I was once one of them. Definitely not a proud time in my life. I did a lot of things that I regret. But unlike all of the rest of them, or at least the vast majority of them, I was able to reform. And it was thanks to SEGA fans. But even then, the scars of what you did as a Nintendo fan never truly leave you, even after you've renounced Nintendo entirely. And somewhere deep in my spirit, I'm still the same as I was back then. Hence why I ended up having to make another version of this video that's a lot more sanitized than my original terrifying version, where I kind of just slipped back into my old self for a moment, because I was that enraged. I'm talking like, you know what? You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Trust me, you don't. The point is, I'm tired of being oppressed. I'm tired of the YouTube algorithm especially, by the way. Constantly boosting the shit out of people for hating on SEGA or otherwise being Nintendo fans. And meanwhile, we only get maybe 5 views a video or some shit. It is insane how blatant the suppression is in the YouTube algorithm. They genuinely hate us SEGA fans, and they love Nintendo fans. And they love anyone who's willing to talk shit about SEGA. That's more on the corporate side of things. But then again, on the corporate side of things, most people want Nintendo to destroy us once and for all. So that's yet another reason I'm never going to make peace with our literal mortal enemies. They are our sworn enemies for a reason. We're not holding on to this hatred because of some old fucking grudge from the 90s. Or even 2000s. No, we're holding on to this because we are being treated like trash and have been treated like trash and will always be treated like trash so long as Nintendo continues to exist. If we ever want this to stop, if we want this world to truly improve, we can't just team up with the bad guys. We need to remove them. Remove them like the cancer to society that they are. Listen, I just want you to think about it statistically. How often do you see something bad happening involving a Nintendo-Sega hybrid? And how often do you see something good actually manage to happen? Because 9 times out of 10, it's always something bad. Varying levels, of course. Sometimes it's bad, like in a minor sort of, cheated on your husband kind of way. And in other ways, it's, oh, you raped your mother while she was sleeping bad. But it's always something bad, morally. things that are generally, general consensus, bad. I want to remind you, Chris Chan, the infamous Chris Chan, Sonichu and all that, was a Nintega hybrid. Gia the Dark Angel, who's currently starting shit with a bunch of my people, and bullying them and lying about it, is a Nintega hybrid. And the person who originally said this comment, that Nintendo and Sega should make peace, is, what a shocker, a Nintega hybrid. And in case you're wondering, no, this doesn't just apply to Sonic fans alone. This applies to every type of Sega fan. I mean, just a while back, I heard a story from the frickin' Super Monkey Ball community about this frickin' notorious speedrunner who actually turns out he was cheating the whole time on the fucking leaderboards. I think his name was Pack Attack or some shit. Like, it never works out. Not just with Sonic fans, with Sega fans in general. You cannot combine the qualities of a Nintendo fan and Sega fan and expect it to work out. And for the record, all the fucking people I've just listed, like, those are like the most extreme of the extreme examples. Like, in most cases, it just shows up as them being a downright fucking asshole. I mean the type that's, like, liable to bully you and your friends, or just straight up shit talk your tastes. They're those fuckers you see in your comments section. They're always like, haha, autistic piece of shit. Or fucking some other dumb fucking ass motherfucker. Like, no. Okay, I'm tired of being treated like utter garbage. Because why? What did we do? Really, what did we fucking do to any of you? Other than exist? All we wanted, all we ever wanted, was a good world, where the world wasn't run by this corporate fascist bullshit, where we didn't have to deal with Nintendo spreading their fucking lies and fucking stealing shit and getting away with it. All we ever wanted was a world where just everyone could laugh, not just the select white people or Japanese people. Not just the select few. We never wanted any of that smoke. You brought it to our doorstep. We changed to become the people you see on Twitter nowadays because of you. We did this because of you. Nintendo fans, this is your fault. You did this to us. And you better be fucking happy that I'm not screaming at the top of my lungs right now. Because you should have seen how fucking shit your pants terrifying I was earlier. Because, in the first draft of this video, because you would be pressing report on me so fast. Holy shit. Even, I think some of my fucking most trusted viewers would probably be hitting report and ban the fucking instant that old video came up. So you should be glad that I'm trying to talk to you in a more mature manner now. And you really don't want to meet the person I once was. Because then you'd see for yourself exactly what being a Nintendo fan really results in. It's an eternity of hatred, of violence, of death, of betrayal. Like I said, I did a lot of things I deeply regret. And things I never want to have to do ever again. And if we start becoming associated with Nintendo in any way, no, I'm not going down there again. I'm not sinking down into that abyss ever again. Sega saved me from that fate. I owe my life to them, and I will not waste it by repeating the same mistakes of the past. We've tried making peace with Nintendo before, and look how that turned out. For all of us. Look at the fucking algorithm lately. Have you noticed the disparity yet? Some like Nintendo fans get like regularly like maybe 500,000 views or 50,000 views, while we get 50 views. Or, you know, it's just... And the really, really professional Sega fans get maybe, what, 200,000? Something like that. Meanwhile, they're getting like 1 million per video. Have you not noticed the statistical disparity yet? Because I ain't laughing. So no, I'm not falling for no propaganda bullshit. I'm not making peace with our sworn enemies, and I'm never forgiving them. Not for that. Not for any of it. I'm going to hold on to this grudge for as long as I live. And I won't rest till the day Nintendo is gone from this earth. This is Jack Modic, the Sega Superfan, signing off. I guess I'll see you in the next video. But, yeah, just know I'm pretty royally pissed right now. And I might seem calm about it, but I was not earlier. Please don't ever let me catch any one of you, true Sega fans, the true people who will be on each other's side when each other is kicked down, and will say, hey, it's going to be alright. The ones who will look at each other with kindness and compassion and basic fucking empathy. Something that Nintendo fans, all of these traits, they sincerely lack. They honestly lack all of those basic human things. Anyway, for real this time, this is Jack Modic, the Sega Superfan, signing off. I'll see you in the next video with probably a meme, hopefully, provided I can get that done. I'm also really hard at work with a lot of my other playlists right now, so I'm sorry, and I'm sorry this took up nearly half an hour, but thank you for watching to the end, if you did make it. Yeah. Yeah. Also, I made a Game Jam playlist recently, so if you're interested, if you're interested in watching that, I'll put the links, down in the description and, at the end screens. Yeah. I'll see you all in the next one. Yeah.